Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have a bunch of crazy leaks to go over that came out shortly after the community post revealing Gallman Railway would come back and revealing one of the Season 2 maps called Contaminated. We have leaks suggesting that Operations is going to come back, a crazy Gadget leak, weapons being confirmed, cosmetics being leaked, tons of different stuff. So let's get right into things. If you enjoy the content and want to follow Battlefield 6 and keep yourself up to date with the game, this is the channel for you. Hit the sub button, hit the like button, and let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. Alright, now jumping into these leaks, a lot of these leaks come from Temporal and Reddit and a lot of different sources. So first, I just want to cover some comments from Temporal surrounding the new map, or one of the new maps that are coming. Apparently, it's still called Subsurface in the game files, and there isn't much beyond, to quote, a few assets like sewers and concrete walls. But the next thing I found super interesting is he mentions when Operations mode arrives. Hold on. I must have completely missed this leak. Apparently, someone told me that this Operations mode leak is old news, or like it's been known for a little bit. I didn't know Operations was being added to Battlefield 6, so I looked for more comments on this, and somebody asked Temporal, how will Operations differ from Breakthrough? And Temporal responded, by connecting two maps directly into one mode, battalions are also returning. He then goes on to say that there is already an Operations file containing Liberation Peak and Mirak Valley, and when Temporal is asked about the flow of Operations, whether or not you will load up two separate maps and fight across those two maps, or they'll just make it into one big map, Temporal replied with a bit of a cryptic, confusing reply, and he said, no, it's just a journey. Overall, very confused about how they're going to actually execute Operations in Battlefield 6 if they do indeed decide to bring it back. We have to take these with a grain of salt. Of course, these are leaks, but Temporal has a pretty great track record at this point. If they are going to bring Operations back, I don't really think it's going to touch Battlefield 1 Operations, because BF1 Operations had, like, the history side of things, and the maps flowed well together, and it just felt real, right? I don't know if they're going to be able to recreate that in BF6. Now for some more quickfire information, some weapons that we can probably expect at the start of Season 2 are going to be the MG5 VHS-D2, the MSBS Grot 762N. Like, God, I can't wait for someone to ask me, like, Enders, what gun are you using? I'm not saying the MSBS Grot 762N every time. I'm gonna have to think of something else. But Temporal goes on to say that weapons such as the Scorpion Evo 3, which he data mined quite a bit ago at this point, will likely also arrive later in Season 2, like the DB12 was handled in Season 1. It just came out later in the season. Now, next up, we're going to cover some pretty crazy stuff here in another leak. Then we're going to be talking about some new confirmed bug fixes and some of the new leaked cosmetics. Temporal, in another reply to somebody, says something about a new drone gun that he forgets the name of, but he says, quote, seems like a safe bet for Season 2. It's been referenced in the files for ages, but I guess no one knew what it actually was. The impact grenade, airburst launcher, and sticky launcher are tied to Season 3. So here he talks about and confirms multiple upcoming gadgets for the game. He previously data mined all of the impact grenades, airburst launchers, and sticky grenade launchers, and thought they were for Season 2. Now apparently they are for Season 3, and this new drone gun might actually be what we're getting in Season 2. In another reply to somebody, he explains what this drone gun might be capable of, and this has some major concerns, at least for me. Apparently, it is a model of the Drone Shield Drone Gun Mark IV. You get 3 charges, and they replenish these charges after 15 seconds. And the drone gun can destroy up to 3 devices, like a Tugs beacon or maybe a spawn beacon. But it's the last part of his sentence that really concerns me. Temporal thinks the drone gun can potentially intercept missiles from a distance. Obviously, we have very little information to work off of here. Okay, so maybe let's not jump to conclusions, but just for conversation's sake, let's say this thing can intercept missiles. What kind of missiles? Stingers, javelins, MBT laws, RPGs? How does the drone gun work? Does it lock onto these projectiles? How far away can it potentially destroy these missiles? Can you use it from inside of a transport helicopter? So let's say a Stinger gets shot at a heli or an RPG. Can you potentially destroy that RPG before it hits the heli? If this drone gun can destroy incoming missiles and incoming projectiles, this is potentially a gigantic balance problem for the game. Because allow me to just lay this out for you, right? You're playing with a squad of friends, and you're a vehicle player. You want to play in a tank. You have a guy repairing you, and maybe you have 2 recons, maybe you have an extra engineer, but one person is using this drone gun. And they're staying close to your vehicle the whole time, and they're destroying projectiles. So you're getting shot at by a shit ton of RPGs, you're flying a heli and you have a guy on the ground that's destroying stingers being shot at you. This could potentially be really fucking crazy, and create massive imbalance when it comes to vehicle gameplay. And keep in mind, you could also get good enough to where you cycle tank APS with the uptime of the drone shield, so you always have some sort of projectile destruction available to you in these fights. I understand that everything that I just said is hypothetical, and we still have to learn how this drone shield drone gun actually works and how effective it really is, but whenever I hear about something like this, I always get a little bit concerned. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But a very welcome bug fix that is being communicated by Drunksy is the fact that they are eventually going to be fixing the supply pouch bug. Oh my god. Thank you, God. This bug has gotten me killed. I mean, I would say over 100 times at this point. For those of you that don't know what the supply pouch bug is, you go to throw a supply pouch, and let's say you get into a fight shortly after that, you, for some reason, will just continue to throw supply pouches at the enemy, and it prevents you from shooting, and then, of course, you just die. One of the worst bugs in the game right now. This fix cannot come soon enough. Now, moving on to build off of the fact that Tigger said they will be restoring Portal to 60Hz servers yesterday, we have a bit of a clarification. There was a backend update for this, but it only made verified and official Portal servers run at 60Hz. This is definitely a step in the right direction, and is 100% welcome, but a section of the community do feel they were slightly rug pulled with this, because I think some people saw the communication regarding this, and they thought, oh, this means every single Portal server is going to be 60Hz now. That is not the case. Only verified and official Portal servers are. And finally, touching on some of the leaked cosmetics, I cannot show the leaked cosmetics in this video, but you can just take my word for it. I'm sure you can go find them on like Reddit or wherever else they may be. The leaked cosmetics for the upcoming seasons look a lot more quote-unquote grounded and realistic, and the community sentiment surrounding them seem to be really positive. Hopefully these cosmetics will actually make it into the game. But that is going to wrap this video up. Let me know what you think about all this crazy stuff, especially the drone gun. I'm going to be really interested to see what information comes out about that, whether or not it makes it into the game, how it works. If you enjoy the content, if you want to stay up to date with Battlefield 6, hit the like button, hit the sub button, and swing by the streams. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. All links are in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video.